Hello, my name is Ellie, and I am the owner of Calibrated Concepts. I specialize in productivity and Squarespace websites. So today we're going to be talking about Squarespace websites. Squarespace has recently launched a new version here in the new year called Squarespace 7.1. It's got a lot cleaner and easier to use features, and they are improving it every single day. So let's walk you through how to get set up with Squarespace. The first thing you'll do is when you sign up for an account, you will be taken to a dashboard that looks like this. It'll have all of your websites. You can see I have lots because I built these, and you'll have your domains here. So under domains, you can click get a domain or transfer a domain if you already own yours. And you can search for any domains you'd like here. So you can see I already own elliemcbride.com, so it's unavailable, but I could get any of these others to add for some redirects to my site. And when you first arrive, it looks like this, and you just type into this section anything that you want, and it will help you to get that site. The fee, which most of them are £16, will be like reimbursed. You get a discount on your subscription with Squarespace. So after you have purchased your domain through Squarespace, and once you do, you'll see it here, just like you can see all of mine. And we can connect it to a site. First thing you'll want to do is create a site up here in this little icon. The thing about the new Squarespace websites is that the templates are technically all under one family. They're all essentially the same website, but it's a good starting point to start with something in your industry. It'll make it a lot easier for you. So they've done a really nice thing where they've categorized them based on what your website is. So I would be professional services if you have an online store. And you can see the best designs for that type of thing. So if you're a restaurant, you can build a restaurant website, and they get you started that way. And you can totally rebrand it, but it's a really good place to start as far as the formatting, as far as the types of pages you'll need to start from one of these templates. So for example, let's start with a local business one. And let's say the first thing you'll need to do is title your site. So we're going to call this one, we'll call this Test Gym, just for example purposes. And it'll give you a little bit of a tutorial here about how to edit things and how to create pages and how to style things. And I'm going to walk you through a lot of that. So get started. The first thing we'll do is go to design so that we can go into this knowing that everything is the same. And the first thing I want you to do is change your colors. They offer here under edit several designer palettes that you can use, which is great. If you don't have any branding, go with one of these. They're really useful. But if you click this little arrow, you can also create a palette based on a color or from an image. So I usually do it from an image, and I upload my logo or a logo. And what I did with mine is my brand designer gave me this color swatch, but you could just upload any logo of yours and it will do a color scheme from that logo. You can see it's changed them all to black, white, and burgundy here, which is kind of what I want. But if you had a different color scheme, you can do that. Or I could say that I want to create a color scheme from a specific color. So let's say we really like that blue. And now it's created a whole color scheme for the website based out of just that color. And it will always give you your accent color, a light, and a dark. So that's that. And you can see it's already changed some of the buttons and things around the site. And make sure to save that. And we'll go back to design here. And from here, you can also change your fonts. So I highly recommend either a mixed font or a sans serif font. They're easiest to read. So it would mean that your headings were in a serif font, so one that has a bit of flourish. And the the rest of your text would be very, very easily readable. I have uploaded custom fonts into mine, which is not a basic feature, but it's very useful for me to make sure that my brand speaks exactly the way I want. So let's say we really like this. You can see the buttons change this is changed up here. So once you've got your basics of branding done, what you'll want to do is go ahead and start editing the site. So if you hit edit here, one of the first things we'll need to do is upload your logo. So what you'll want to do is edit the site header. So you can just click on that and that will appear there. And you'll see this show up. And this will probably look a little bit bigger on your screen, but I'm on a really big monitor right now. And so the site title and logo, so you can see that the site title is Test Gym. We'll upload a different logo just so you can see. And it will replace the site title here. So it will be better branded for your business. And that takes a moment to filter in. You can adjust the logo height from right here, just like that. And then you can add in any other elements you want here, buttons and things, like that button there. You can also change the layout. So you can see here it's got the logo in the center and the pages here. And the button, you can change that here to whatever version you like best. I tend to go with something like this. And we'll save that. And the next thing I want to do is right here is kind of your home base for everything you do with your website. So that's go back from design and we'll go back to our home screen and we'll click on pages. And you can see it's already given you the basic pages you would need. So an about page, a contact page, and a classes page. They've got there's pages here that aren't linked. So that's the home page because you can get to that by clicking your logo here, a classes page, and a join page. All of these are demos and totally designed based around that. You can go ahead and click on that. And if you start editing it, it will just see the demo's gone. It's ready for you to start using. All you have to do is change the information. And you can either do that by clicking edit or by just double clicking the page and it will go into edit mode. And you can see there's features here where about, and you can change the words. You can add sections by clicking those little bulbs that show up. And it's a drag and drop interface. So you can click this and it will appear in that section that I just looked at, or if I would rather, I can click it and drag it. And if I want it to just appear right below the hours and location here, make sure the line is only there, and that's where it will show up. And that will be an image stack if I were to upload some images. And you can add a new section by clicking the plus sign here. The sections are listed under, again, function. So if you want to have a headline, if you want to have a gallery, if you're looking to add a quote, booking appointments, taking donations, a newsletter block to have people subscribe, tour dates, calendars, those types of things. A logo wall, which is great for. So you'll want to add in all the sections and headings that you need and make it really branded out to you. I would say the main pages you need for a standard website is a home page, an about page, a sales / work with me type page, or a booking page if you are like a gym or a yoga class, somewhere where people can book in, which would be like this. And then other good pages for most businesses would be a page to showcase previous work or a portfolio, a testimonials page. Again, social proof is really important. So getting some testimonials in from clients and showing that people like working with you, they trust your business. A contact page, a free resources page, so any freebies you have, or maybe a list of the best software that you use, those types of things, and a social media landing page. If somebody comes to your website through Instagram, you want a page where they can be directed directly from that. So I'll show you an example of that with my own website here in a moment. So back here, the other place you'll want to check very early on is the settings page. And under settings, you can do a lot of important things. You can update the way your blog settings work so it can automatically know how your URLs will be done from the titles. You can manage permissions, so you can add other people to be able to contribute to your website. So like in my case, I'm all of those websites you saw on my dashboard, I'm a contributor for them, but not the owner for all of them. You can connect your accounts like Facebook, Google, LinkedIn, those types, all of these types of things that you use. So your social media accounts, which will then show up in various places that you put social blocks. Most people would have one of the like a block for that in their footer. So you can see here, there's a block with their social media and such that just appears here, and you can do that by adding a social block. Social links is kind of the same thing. Those kind of work together, but here you can change your URLs so that when you do the social blocks, they are linked to the appropriate accounts. And you can update your business information. So it's really important if you have a contact phone number that goes here, your email, if you have a physical location that people come to, that you have that, and your office hours and things listed here. You can also set your region so that the hours and things all work right. It will guess already, but for some reason it automatically does everything in Imperial. And because it's a US company, it defaults to US English. So you can update those here. And then, so once you do that, also this is where you would push your website live, so you can upgrade and publish your site here. The last thing I want to talk about is how to do some integrations. So you will want to, if you have an e-commerce site, again, here, those types of features would be here under commerce, where you can set up orders and inventory. You can set up the way payments goes and checkout goes. And these are really important features. So you can connect your Stripe, your PayPal, your Square, and essentially your payment processor. This is where you can update your store currency. Those are typed in. So another thing I want to show you really quick that's really important is how to connect your either forms or your newsletter. So let's go back 2 pages here and go to this contact page. So this is clearly a form, and this is a contact form, so it will be connected. It's red here because it needs to be connected to a storage facility. So what you'll do is edit the form here, and here you can add in new fields. So if you want to have somebody's address, social media handle, website, phone number, you can add those in. And you can also edit their formatting and stuff. So like if we want to have the country code and we want it to be a required question, you can do that. You can rearrange things right here. But the storage feature is the most important here. So obviously this is a contact form. So what you're going to want to do is set it so when somebody fills this out, you get an email. And that's a really easy thing to do here. And then another important one is if you were to set up an email newsletter, which is really common. And you can change a lot of information with each of these sections here. So you can change the size, you can change the background image there if you want one. If you delete that, it will just go to the standard sites templates. So there it's black, and you can change it, the color setting here. So we can go to light minimal and it will show up as that beautiful blue we chose. And so that's another thing to notice about these sections. And let's say we want it to be a lot smaller than that. And then back to the newsletters. Here in this form, again, you can hit edit there, and that's just how you edit everything. You can edit what this says: subscribe to our newsletter, receive news and updates. You can decide whether or not you want to have a name field. You can do more that way. But the important bit here, so you can customize it there, but what you need to do is have the storage. It will always offer its own service here for Squarespace, but you can connect to other services like MailChimp or Google Drive, or if you use something else like ConvertKit or HubSpot, you can use Zapier to integrate that. And these are all paid features. So you have to have a paid account to do a lot of these integrations, but you're going to have to pay for your account one way or another. So you can also, after somebody submitted the form, you can change what it says here in the post submit. So that is the basics of getting a website started. You just need to know that you can double click to edit or edit here. You can add pages and amend pages here. So again, these are broken down by what you would need. And one of the best things is you can select page layouts. And again, it's broken down kind of like the sections are based on what you would use it for. So if you're looking for an about page or a contact page or a services page, let's say that, and it breaks it down for you. So you can find beautiful templates all ready to go. And we would just say services. You can edit the title of the page, and that's how it will appear up here in your navigation. And that's it. And you can again just start editing here under edit and changing the sections by hitting the little pencil and making sure that they all fit. And again, everything will come up under the color scheme that we've set. And you can edit the design of the image card and the image that actually shows up here. You can add in animations if you want. There's so much you can do with Squarespace that's kind of beyond this little 101, but I just want you to know that it is a very robust tool with lots of options you can use. And the last thing I want to show you that is a basic feature is when you are building your website, it's really important to know how things are going to look on a phone, on a mobile. And so you can do that here and see what each page of your site is going to look like when it is put onto a teeny tiny screen. And let's go to the about page here. And you can see exactly what you need to change, if anything. But Squarespace automatically is mobile responsive, and all of its templates are designed to look good on a phone. So you're not going to hopefully have to change that much. What I want to do is kind of walk you through what a fully done Squarespace website can look like, completely customized. So this is my website. This is my little landing page for social media. So I will show you what that looks like on mobile, which is what it will mostly be used on. And so that just gives people a little bit of ways to connect with me and a way to sign up for my newsletter. And then, so my homepage, let's just take a look here. So for my homepage, they have examples of the types of services I offer. I have my about page, which just describes a little bit about who I am and my views on helping people. It's connected to my Instagram. I have my services page, which talks a little bit about my offerings and a consultation call to action there. Examples, so a bit of a portfolio here, examples of websites I've done, and you can see you curse over them and they change into full color, so they're still on brand when you see the whole picture. I have a page here getting people to see the testimonials for various services. It's not quite done, but getting there. I have my blog, which just has all my posts here. I have some free resources around that I'm not quite done with either, but essentially I'll have two. One will be around getting your website sorted, and one is going to be about getting some time back in your week and productivity tips. Under that, I have a whole list of resources I love to use. And I have my courses. And that doesn't show up much yet, but that will have my social media course. Eventually, it will have my Squarespace course on here as well. And a work with me page. So that is the call to action saying here's exactly how to get started with me. And it talks the 3 steps, gives them options to consult with me for productivity sessions, Squarespace websites, and virtual assistants. So that's pretty much how I've done up my website. You can see when we minimize this here, you can see that I have several things here in the main navigation that you can see up here. I also have several pages here down the side that aren't linked anywhere. So the homepage is only linked here. My privacy policy isn't linked anywhere except for I have it down here in the footer. This is my Instagram page, and that is only linked on my Instagram there. I have bolt-on services, that is a sales page that I send people separately. And my work with me page isn't in the navigation because it's navigated to this big button here and those types of things. And these are, again, also private pages for a retreat I'm hosting. So there's a lot of ways to work with your website. And I hope this has been helpful.